What's up, everybody? This is Disco Demonic Hydroponic. So the last video I was talking about, I'm going to go into the theory and like what black sun each dantian is representing when I do this exercise. Obviously, you can use whatever one you want to. I know there are multiple black suns. However, one thing that I do is also interchangeable is the bone breathing with and clearing with this exercise. So sometimes I do it before doing the three black suns, really empowering them, which I'm going to go into. Sometimes I do it before I actually do the middle pillar. I would say, depending upon how you feel, is cool. So I'm going to go over this really quickly before I go into the first black sun, which we start in the middle. And then we go from the top and then down to the bottom. But I'm going to show you how to do the clearing in case you're on the second floor of where you live, or if you're outside, you can use this motion as well. Basically, as before, you're in your starting position, or I think beginner position I've also called it. And then from here, you breathe in and raise your arms up as if, you know, you just kind of bring them up straight, like arms, whatever. That doesn't really matter. Just kind of bring them up. And at this time, if you're on the second or third floor, if you're in a building, envision you bringing up the ground, like the earth, to where your feet are. So like almost in an astral sense, this is where you bring that up to where like you are standing upon the earth. All right. And then from there, as you breathe out, you push any negative energies that you have. You can assign these a color. Don't use black because we're about to use black to fill yourself back up with like dark energy, or you can just like kind of do an emotion. Like if you're having a bad day and you can target a specific emotion and envision that emotion as like a vibration, and then remove that vibration, like push that out of you. So the first thing you're going to do though is like draw up the earth, and then with this you're going to push down and extend roots from your feet. So you're on the earth. If you're outside, whatever, still do it, because you're going to like envision roots from the heels of your feet, especially fatter roots going into the earth. You can even go from like the lower, the middle, the root chakra can extend as well if you want. Envision yourself really just like almost as if you were a tree, and then your toes as well, smaller roots, you know, extending into the ground. All right. So this is the you're drawing up the ground, you're extending the roots into the ground, and then the next breath, you're kind of just building up, identifying that emotion or that feeling or whatever negativity you want to get out. If you're not feeling any negativity, just envision something. Envision, what I mean, you can either see it as a color or view it as a vibration. Like just negative energies, or maybe even assign a sigil to something or whatever. But push it out of yourself, and it's going out of your bone structure, and you're doing this just for your bones. All right, so you're doing that for your bones. You can also push out in your body, but if all the energy you're building, you know, you don't want to get rid of that, so you're just doing this for your bones, and then push that out into the earth. So it's extending into the earth, and it's going into the earth to be recycled. All right, this is basically this is the bone breathing exercise. And then you clear yourself out however many times you want to do that. I wouldn't say do more than a couple, maybe 3 to 5, you know. So breathe in, extend, breathe in, clear, extend as in the roots, clear yourself. If you didn't really get it all out, kind of just envision that energies, and if you need to flex or whatever, push that out and just see it going out into the earth to be recycled. So you push all that shit out. And then on the last one, you actually draw your hands up, and from here, you envision your fingers and your head and everything, just branches come out of everything, and you draw in from the cosmos whatever energy you want to. I used to draw into gold energy, and at first that feels like a powerful energy, but now I've been drawing in like a black energy, and you're filling up your bones with that black energy, and this is the darkness that, you know, of the nameless. And once you draw all that in, this is what I do. So, or like in the black sun, you know, you're building this root or birds, black tree, you know, however you want to identify it, which is the Qliphoth, however you want to identify it, and then just, you know, envision that energy coming in. So you're not going to move your hands after this. You can just stay there and envision it creeping in through your bones, and, you know, both hands at the same time. You know, you can do it however you want to, and then your head coming up, like just going into your skull, and just envision it all, like all of your bones, just, everything inside of your bones, just filling up with this dark energy. I guess if you want to use gold, you can, but whatever. So, or whatever color you want, you know, red. Maybe if you want to feel aggressive that day or something, you have a color identified with aggression, you can use that. You can do that as well. You can kind of like cater it to whatever you need for that day. So as we go forward, you will kind of decide what that's going to be, because you're going to encompass other things that really you might not need to do that. So you want, like, this is just the foundation, really, right? So you have all that, you see all that energy filling up. Now you've already gotten rid of the negativeness, which I said don't use black because you're filling yourself with the black energy now. So all your bones are turning black and just fucking, like, you know, not black as in rotting, but black as in strong. You know what I'm saying? As the color of the void, this cosmic darkness that, you know, is just fucking really powerful, that is strong, that the strength is going into you. And then you just envision it until you see it going all the way through your bones, and you can envision it as ink, whatever, and it's filling up your bones. And then whenever you're done, then you bring your hands back down, and then you start with this middle dantian, or you can do the dantian first. That way, that's why I'm saying to just do your bones when you clear that energy out, because you want to fill up your dantian and then empty all that energy out. That's kind of a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Unless you feel like you want to do it first, whatever. So this is kind of, you can apply this bone breathing part wherever you want to. I do it after I do the charging of my dantian, like which I'm about to do now, but it's up to you. Like I said, I change it up sometimes. So from here, after you do the clearing or whatever, now you draw in the energy, filling up your lower dantian, the dark, the black sun. All right, so you're filling that up again. You envision that fucking getting hotter and like growing and more powerful. If you can't feel the energy, that's all right. Just go with the exercise. Just count to 3, like we've mentioned before. And then from here, again, you're going to sit into this, hold your breath as it gets to where it's about to burst. You hold your breath, push that energy up to the middle, and again, we're going to extend that energy out. Now, it's as if you're holding this huge ball in front of you. Now, this is, you envision this as a black sun. You can move your arms back a little bit if you want to, so it encompasses your back as well. That's kind of up to you. If you want to play with both of them, whatever. Sometimes I do both, sometimes whatever. So you hold it in front of you, bend your knees a little bit if you'd like. Do not really hold anything kind of like martial arts kind of thing. You don't really hold a stiff stance, fuck up your knees. So, you know, you're going to be doing this shit every day. And over time, you want, you know, you want to build some stability there, all right? So you're kind of like building some muscle there as well. So, you know, your stance, your tendons are tightening up, like not tightening up, but getting stronger, you know, your sinews and all that shit. So, excuse me. So, now, this is the interesting part. This is the black sun of Thagirion. So this is the black sun of the Qliphoth. This is where it's at. It's in the middle. And Belphegor, Sorath are, you know, they, you'll get into all that more. That's kind of like a whole lecture within itself. But this is the middle. This is the one of Thagirion as I see it. So this is of the actually of the Qliphoth. And here, you envision this energy, and you're going to draw in. So your middle dantian is representative of emotional energy. So you want to draw in emotions from all around you. Everything has like a vibrancy, or like it vibrates a certain frequency, and you just bring all that energy in. If you want to be more vampiric about it, you can actually like envision the birds flying, and like envision tendrils, like black tendrils, like tentacles, going and like just drawing, like attaching to the actual birds and people around you. Especially if you live on the 7th floor, on the 2nd floor or whatever, you can envision yourself grabbing this energy from like people in different apartments and shit like that, or whatever. If you're in the park, you can envision like the people you see, just these tendrils drawing in that energy. And if you want to create like a servitor around you or something like that, or some sort of filter, envision that as well. You can do that. But that's what you're doing here. So you're going to draw that energy into like the emotional. So you're going to draw from like their heart centers, the emotional aspects of everything. Plants, animals, you know, other beings possibly that are on this earth, spiritual beings. You draw all that in, right? With spiritual beings, I'd be a little careful. You don't want to like vampirize them. Maybe they'll come back or whatever. So you just draw in like love energy, you know. If you want to ask them in your mind, that's cool. And then from there, you just draw in. As you breathe in, you draw in the energy. And as you breathe out, you envision that black, like the energy like glowing and like pulsating with power. All right, so that's the part where you breathe out, and it's still the same size. It's just like, you know, fluctuating with like power, right? And then you draw that energy in. And you envision that star, just like you're holding that black sun in front of you. And then when you're done, you don't need to press it back in or anything like that. You just can drop your hands, go back to this position, get back to the starting position, and then from there we're going to move up to the upper dantian. So that was kind of a lot, but you know, I'm sure you guys get it. So that's number 4. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, share it with your friends. If you hate it, share it with your enemies.